Daily life is an exercise in frugality for Kith Ng. The 43-year-old has achieved financial independence thanks to savvy habits, like using exercise equipment handed down from relatives and working out while watching anime on a small, second-hand 23-inch screen. The monitor cost about 25 Singapore dollars and also functions as a television.
Try to earn well, and then you try to know really what you want, optimize your spending, right? Then you will have a good savings rate, okay? And then what you do with this savings rate, right, is you try to grow it well, invest it. I use the term build wealth well. So if you do these 3 or 4 things well, right, generally, right, you will get to where you are.
Earn more, spend less, save more, and invest well. This strategy has worked for Kith, who's single and achieved his retirement goals about 4 years ago. He lives alone in a 5-room flat after his parents passed away. Kith is an IT professional who now works as a solutions specialist for a wealth advisory firm.
Did relatively okay in my career, and then I'm quite a prudent person. So my income goes up, savings also goes up. Right? Then it was somewhere around maybe 34, 35 years old when realized that, hey, definitely is doing better. I've already hit that target already. Reached like about $450,000 in the portfolio. So I continue to accumulate my wealth when I was closer to 38, 39 years old, when I accumulate about $750,000 to $800,000, right? Then in my mind, it's set that, hey, actually I'm financially independent.
Being mindful of his spending has helped Kith achieve financial independence early.
Mine is more humble goal, which is about $2,000 in income. So that works out to be $24,000 a year. And that was a number in my head because if I've checked my expenses for the last 10 years, the spending for myself and my family, right, it hovers around there. So with that income stream, right, it allows me a lot of optionality in life. So that's kind of the definition for financially independent.
Kith's goal is $2,000 in monthly retirement income. But young people in Singapore might have more ambitious targets. According to a recent MoneyMind survey, young adults say that they think they'll need at least 5,000 Singapore dollars a month when they retire. That's over $3,700 US per month, the highest among the Southeast Asian countries surveyed.
In different countries, we have different costs of living, as well as spending habits. 5K is probably very specific to Singapore because, as everyone knows, the cost of living is rising in Singapore at the moment after COVID. When I talk about 5K, I actually review my own expenses and my pattern of spending. So, of course, for myself, I'm always, in my golden years, I'm prepared to take MRT, eat at hawker center. And that's why I think 5K is a suitable number for us. I myself was looking at 5K as a retirement plan, but at my current age, together with my spouse, yeah. So 5K in future, there will be this inflation consideration as well.
Inflation makes retirement planning more challenging. Let's consider a 3% annual inflation rate. If Gen Zs need $5,000 today, this amounts to over $16,000 40 years from now when they retire. This means they'll need about $195,000 annually. So how much do they need to accumulate in total while adjusting for inflation? We look at the safe withdrawal rate for answers. It's the percentage of savings that you can withdraw from your investments each year and not go broke before you die. Many experts believe that the safe withdrawal rate is 4%. So, if you have a $1 million portfolio, you can spend $40,000 per year and be very likely to never go broke. With a more conservative, safe withdrawal rate of 3.5%, young people in Singapore would need to amass a portfolio of about $5.6 million over the next 40 years. How much do they need to set aside monthly from now to achieve this target? That would depend on the rate of return of their investments. If it's high, less capital is needed, but if it's low, more capital would be required. Young people might also be looking at $5,000 monthly spending needs for a couple. And with two people, the amount to be saved becomes more manageable. Another source of retirement income is from Central Provident Fund or CPF accounts. Singaporeans and permanent residents who are able to reach the CPF retirement sum will have an inflation-adjusted income stream. With a dividend investing strategy, Kith achieved a rate of return of over 5% each year. While it has worked for Kith, there are other approaches that might be just as effective and less tedious.
Building wealth through this dividend investing rate, if you wish to be more successful, requires a fair bit of effort. And even if you put in effort, you might not get always very good results. So it's quite uncertain. I recommend more, right, is to actually invest in this low-cost, globally diversified portfolios, right, of equity and bonds. So that I like to use the term a volatile savings account, right? You just like you have your paycheck about you can put away, just like myself, $2,000 a month, right? You just funnel it into this account by itself. When I look back at my returns, right, versus like the returns in the market itself, right, it's not too different from that kind of returns. In fact, I think in some markets, depending on your portfolio, the returns from these low-cost ETF is actually better. So and to get to the goals, it's really based on total returns, whether you can stay invested or not.
ETF is like any investment products, which means that their returns are never guaranteed. So my proposal is that for anyone that is interested to look at investment, they should always build our diversified portfolio, which ETF can be part of it. Yeah. So other considerations will be stocks, unit trusts, even more short-term investment like Singapore saving bonds, treasury bills.
All investments carry some risk, so a conservative game plan is to try to save and set aside more so that the rate of return needed to achieve the goal is lower.
If a person have an 80% savings rate, right, then they only spend 20% of it, right? Probably they can reach there maybe 7 or 8 years. But if let's say, unfortunately, your savings rate to the best of your ability can only be 10%, right? And you have to spend the 90%, and you cannot grow your salary over time, right? Then it's a big challenge.
In order to adopt this approach, one needs to be incredibly disciplined in how much they spend less in order to have that savings. In recognition of this challenge, so one of our recommendations is you should have set aside a savings goal first, and then what is left behind is allow you to spend. By setting such a savings goal, we feel that it is a more consistent and balanced approach in wealth accumulation of savings for investment.